So, the future is happening? Hey everyone, it's coming up to halfway through Hillary now. This time last year, I was sort of at the halfway point of my entire degree, and that feels like such a long time ago. And here I am 1 year later, and I'm sort of thinking that I'm coming close to the end of this whole thing. So here's a fun thing that I am totally not stressing out about: the future. Yay. Some of you may have noticed that in previous videos I've talked about the fact that I 100% do not want to be a lawyer. So I guess that leaves you, and to a certain extent me, with the question of what it actually is that I want to do. I think the real crisis about the future came for me at the very beginning of my second year, when it became really obvious that everyone around me was applying for vacation schemes and internships with law firms, and I was just like, no, thank you. I think it sort of made me question what I was even doing here. Like, law's such a vocational degree. Why would you go through that if you didn't want to be a lawyer? And everyone expected me to follow that same path. And I just knew that I didn't want to do it. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do instead. But I started thinking about my dream jobs. True, I think the chance of me running a successful vegan restaurant is relatively slim, but my other dream job would be working with mental health charities. I want to spend my life talking about mental health, raising awareness, encouraging other people to open up and get support. I'd already done some volunteering with great mental health charities and loved it, so I decided this is the goal. I want to work for a mental health charity. So I've done a lot of volunteering for both mental health charities and other forms of charities, and I think what I've come to realise is that the key element for me isn't the charity part so much as it's the mental health aspect. I've always loved psychology in general since studying it at A-levels, and my favourite parts of my degree have always been the ones like the criminology that I'm doing at the moment, which sort of have a psychological perspective to them. So what I'm going to do is apply for a master's conversion course into psychology. The weird thing for me to think about is when you're starting to think about university, and actually even before that, when you're considering choosing GCSEs and choosing A-levels, there's this massive emphasis on the fact that the choices you make then are going to shape the rest of your life. It almost seems like you're setting up yourself then for a fixed path, and there's no deviation from that path. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I think the vast majority of people going to university don't really know what they want to do at all. And those who do may well change their mind at some point throughout the course when they're learning new things and having new experiences. Even once you graduate, you still have the chance to change your mind, to try things out and decide they're not for you. When you're making these decisions, you should focus on doing what you want to do. Whether that's you want something that's going to earn you lots of money, or you want something that you find philosophically interesting, or you want a course that's going to be relatively lightweight so you can spend a lot of time having fun at uni. Those are all valid choices, and it's a lot more sensible to do that than to try and imagine yourself 4, 5 more years in the future and think about what it is you'll still be wanting to do at that point. And actually, Oxford's pretty great acknowledging that this decision isn't set in stone. The career service here is so active. They hold daily one-on-one appointments with skilled advisors who can help you do anything from help you decide what you want to do to talk through your application for something that you know you want to do. There's so many careers fairs for a variety of different degrees and career choices. They hold talks and workshops for people who are definitely interested in a specific thing, and they have these great A4 summaries about any of the careers or paths you may be thinking of taking. Just this week, I went to a meeting with a careers advisor, and she really kindly looked over my CV and personal statement, and it really encouraged and motivated me to apply for the master's course. So there you go. The future, as I said, is hardly certain, especially now, when the very idea of being in June and knowing that I've finished my exams and finished with Oxford forever just seems so surreal and out of the question. But I guess it's sort of approaching, and one day it will be here, and I think I can deal with it. Maybe.